Okay, so have you ever like been scrolling through Instagram or whatever,
Hmm.
and you see those couples, you know the ones,
Yeah.
they've got the amazing careers and the perfect relationship, the whole nine yards.
Right, right.
And it kind of makes you wonder, can a relationship actually work when the two people have like totally different career goals?
Yeah. It's a question a lot of people have.
For sure.
I mean, can you really have it all?
Right. So in this deep dive, we're going to go deeper,
Yeah.
deeper than just kind of skimming the surface.
Love it.
We're going to look at what people are actually experiencing, what the research says about whether this whole opposites attract thing actually works long term when we're talking about careers.
That's a good one.
Right. So we'll be looking at everything from the lawyer who's working all hours
Oh,
to like the artist who's freelancing and setting their own schedule, all the little things that can make or break a.
absolutely. All those nuances.
Exactly.
It's interesting, because so often we get stuck on this idea that successful couples, they need to be like perfectly matched
Oh, yeah.
in their career goals.
Would you be the same?
Yeah, two peas in a pod.
Yeah.
But the research, it actually suggests that different career paths, they might not be a deal breaker.
Okay.
They could actually be a strength for a couple.
That's kind of crazy. How could having different careers be a good thing? It seems, I don't know, like the opposite of what you'd think.
It seems counterintuitive, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But picture this. Imagine you're like a super driven entrepreneur. You're pouring everything into launching this startup.
Yeah, working crazy hours.
Oh, late nights, weekends, the whole deal.
For sure.
It can be so demanding.
Absolutely.
And sometimes you just need someone who really gets it.
Yeah, for real.
So now imagine your partner is an artist.
Okay.
They understand that creative hustle,
Yeah.
the passion behind those long hours.
Oh,
They're not going to like freak out when you're glued to your laptop at 10 p.m. because they've been there too, lost in their own creative flow.
right, right.
So that understanding, that support for each other's drive,
Yeah.
that's the dynamic we're talking about.
So it's like, even if you're in different fields,
Yeah.
you're speaking the same language when it comes to that hustle.
Exactly.
So it's not just about like putting up with your partner's different path, but actually using those differences to like
Yeah.
push each other.
To motivate each other.
Yeah, inspire each other.
Absolutely. And it goes even deeper than that.
Okay.
Think about all the new perspectives and experiences that you bring to the relationship
Right.
when you have different careers.
So yeah, you're exposed to different things.
Exactly. Like, imagine one of you is a doctor
Okay.
dealing with all that stress, all those people, and the other's a researcher, like deep in data all day.
Totally different worlds.
Right. Different ways of thinking, solving problems, all of that.
And that can help you communicate both as a couple.
It enriches not just your own lives, but how you connect as a couple.
It's like constantly learning and growing together,
Exactly. A continuous exchange.
even when you're doing your own thing.
Precisely. And let's not forget that even with different careers, couples, they can still build that strong foundation by having shared goals outside of work.
Oh, yeah, like what kinds of things?
Family vacations, building a house.
Volunteering, yeah.
Exactly. Volunteering for a cause you both care about.
Right.
All those things that remind you that your relationship is more than just two jobs.
It's like having that shared North Star, right?
Mm-hmm.
Guiding you even when you're on different paths.
Absolutely.
But let's be real, it can't all be sunshine and roses, right?
Right.
There's got to be some rough patches when you're dealing with two very different career demands, right?
You're absolutely right. It would be naive to think there aren't challenges.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest ones we see over and over
Okay.
is this issue of time and energy.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
When one partner's super focused on their demanding career,
Mm-hmm.
it can create these imbalances in the relationship
Right.
that are tough to ignore.
It's hard. I've definitely been there, feeling neglected when my partner was so wrapped up in work.
Yeah.
It's like I felt invisible.
It's tough. It really is.
Yeah,
And it's something we need to talk about
for sure.
because it's a real experience for a lot of couples.
Absolutely.
One of the sources we have for this deep dive tells this story of a couple
Oh.
really struggling with this.
Oh, no.
One partner, a lawyer, working crazy hours, always on call.
Ugh, the worst.
And the other partner, a teacher, had a more regular schedule.
Yeah, totally different.
And that difference in their daily lives, it caused so much tension, so much resentment.
Oh, I bet.
It led to arguments about who was doing more at home,
Mm.
who was choosing work over the relationship.
That makes sense. Those little schedule differences can become big problems.
Exactly.
And I imagine, like, if one person has to relocate for work, that can throw a wrench in things, especially if the other person isn't thrilled about moving.
You're spot on.
Yeah.
Another source we have
Okay.
talks about a couple facing this exact dilemma.
Oh.
One partner got this amazing promotion,
Oh, wow.
a dream job, really,
That's great.
but it meant moving across the country.
Okay.
The other partner, though, they were super connected to their community.
Yeah.
They had a great career of their own.
Right.
They did not want to move.
Oh, that's tough.
It caused a huge conflict.
Yeah.
They had to really figure out what was important to them, both as individuals and as a couple.
Wow.
You know, these are the kinds of real-life complexities
Yeah.
that show just how challenging it can be
Mm-hmm.
to make a relationship work
Right.
when you've got these different career paths.
Yeah. It's like you're living in different worlds sometimes.
Totally.
Different planets, different gravity. It's hard to find that, like, common ground.
Right, right.
And it's not just those, like, big life decisions, you know? Even the everyday stuff can create this distance.
Right.
Like understanding what each other's jobs are actually like,
Mm-hmm.
relating to the stress, the wins, even just, like, having the same vocabulary to talk about work, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. That's another big challenge that came up in the research.
Okay.
Those communication gaps
Yeah.
that can grow when you're in totally different career worlds.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Imagine you come home after this long day.
Yeah.
You're bursting to tell your partner about this tough negotiation you just crushed,
Right.
but they just give you this blank stare.
Uh-oh.
They have no clue what those industry terms even mean.
Oof. Yeah.
It can be so isolating,
Yeah, totally.
like you're speaking different languages.
It's like you're both excited to share, but the words just don't connect.
Exactly.
And that can't be good for the relationship in the long run.
Not at all.
So is that it? Are we doomed if our career paths are totally different?
Not at all. Not doomed.
Okay, good.
We're not trying to paint a bleak picture here. Remember, the goal is to give you some tools, some strategies.
Yeah, stuff you can actually use.
Exactly. Things that can help you navigate these challenges
Okay.
and build a relationship that thrives
Yeah,
even when your careers are taking you in different directions.
I like that.
And the research, it actually offers some promising solutions.
Okay, I'm all yours.
So first things first,
Okay.
open and honest communication.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Might seem obvious,
Right.
but it's so often overlooked.
Totally.
And I'm not just talking about logistics, like who's picking up the kids.
Yeah, who's doing the dishes, that kind of stuff.
Right. It's about those deeper conversations
Okay.
about your dreams, your fears, the why behind your career choices.
That's deep.
It is, what are you hoping to achieve?
Mm-hmm.
What sacrifices are you willing to make?
Yeah.
What are your non-negotiables?
So creating that safe space to be vulnerable,
Exactly.
where you can really unpack all the stuff that comes with chasing your ambitions.
Right. It's not just about updates on deadlines.
Yeah.
It's about understanding those deeper motivations and anxieties.
Right, so it's more about empathy than, like, just knowing the facts about the job.
Exactly, because even if you don't get all the details of your partner's work,
Mm-hmm.
you can still support their passion, their drive, their commitment.
That's powerful.
It is. It's about seeing the person behind the job title.
Right, not just the work they do.
And this next strategy is all about creating that sense of togetherness,
Okay.
even when your careers are pulling you apart.
That's tough.
It is. But one of the sources we looked at
Okay.
highlighted this idea of setting shared goals outside of work.
Ooh, I like that.
Right. It could be anything from planning a big vacation
Yeah.
to saving for a house.
Even just like a regular date night.
Exactly. Committing to a weekly date night. Anything that brings you together.
So it's about having those moments, those experiences that remind you you're on the same team.
Yes. And it's more than just having fun.
Okay.
It's about creating a shared vision for your future. A sense of purpose that's bigger than just your jobs.
Right, I get it.
Remember that couple, the lawyer and the teacher, with the crazy schedules?
No, yeah.
Well, they turned things around by focusing on starting a family.
Oh, wow.
They took parenting classes together.
Oh,
Decorated the nursery, went to doctor's appointments as a team.
that's beautiful.
It gave them that common ground,
Yeah.
that reminder that they were in this together,
Yeah.
building something bigger than themselves.
That's so inspiring. Even when your daily lives are totally out of sync,
Yeah,
you can still find those ways to connect, to build something together.
absolutely. And finally, this might be the most important strategy.
Okay, lay it on me.
Flexibility.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Careers, They're rarely a straight line.
Right.
They go up and down,
Yeah.
priorities change,
Mm-hmm.
life throws curveballs.
Yeah, for sure.
And being able to adapt to those changes,
Okay.
to be open to compromise,
Yeah.
that's key for any relationship. But especially when you have these different career paths.
It's like you're both on a road trip, but in different cars.
Love that.
Maybe going different speeds.
Yeah.
You might take detours, hit some roadblocks.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as you're both committed to reaching the destination together,
Right.
you'll find a way.
That's such a great analogy.
Thanks.
It's about recognizing that your careers, just like your relationship, are a journey.
Not a destination.
Exactly. There will be bumps,
For sure.
but it's how you navigate those challenges,
Mm-hmm.
how you support each other through the ups and downs.
Right.
That will determine how strong your bond is.
This has been, like, seriously eye-opening. I think a lot of us, when we start relationships, we have this idea that you got to be on the same page about everything,
Totally.
especially careers, if you want it to work, you know?
Right. Like you got to be totally aligned.
Yeah, but what I'm hearing from you is it's not about being identical, it's about being intentional.
Yeah. It's about recognizing that different career paths,
Yeah.
they don't have to be this source of conflict.
Right.
They can actually be like a strength,
About
a
that.
way to grow the relationship.
So for me, the big takeaways are open communication, those shared goals outside work,
Mm-hmm.
and that flexibility thing. That's huge.
It is. It's huge.
It seems like those are the ingredients, you know,
Yeah.
for a relationship that doesn't just survive, but actually thrives.
Exactly. Even when you've got those super different career dreams.
I couldn't agree more. It's about finding that balance
Right.
where you're both chasing your own passions, but also like nurturing that connection that brought you together in the first place.
Absolutely. And I think the most important message here
Yeah.
is it's not about finding that perfect career combo.
Yeah.
It's about finding the right partner.
Oh, that's good.
Someone who's willing to put in the work, to talk, to compromise, and to celebrate each other's wins all the way.
Because at the end of the day, it's not about your job title.
It's about who you're sharing your life with.
So well said. For everyone listening out there,
Yeah.
I hope this deep dive gave you some things to think about.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even a little bit of hope. You know?
I hope so.
Because what we've learned today is that even though it can be tough,
For sure.
relationships can absolutely work when partners have different career paths.
They can.
It just takes that willingness to embrace those differences,
Yeah.
to talk openly and honestly, and never lose sight of those shared dreams that connect you.
And maybe those differences, they're what keep things exciting.
Right.
Keep the spark alive
Okay.
and let you both grow in ways you never imagined.
I love that. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive. It's been awesome.
The pleasure was all mine. Really enjoyed it.
And to everyone listening,
Yeah.
keep those conversations going. Keep supporting each other's dreams.
No.
And remember, the most important journey you'll ever take is the one you take together.